The Valley Arts Music Alliance started mainly because I got really jaded with the music industry. I recorded a CD in 1997. I had played the Iron Horse in '93 when Geordie Harold still owned it. And that was really exciting for me, and I thought, whoa, I'm going to make it. And so I recorded a CD in 1997 with a group of really talented musicians and wanted to do a CD release party. And I wanted to do it at the Iron Horse. And at that point, Geordie didn't own it. He was booking there. He was still doing the booking, and he couldn't put me in. He couldn't give me a gig because I had been out of the press for so long. I didn't have a draw. And at that time, I think a lot of women, especially, when they hear that, it's like, oh, we're not good enough. We're not good enough to play in this establishment. I might as well just quit. And I was tired of playing that role. I was tired of okay, well, if I don't have a draw, I can't play in your place. And understanding that they have a bottom line and they have to make money, I wanted to find a place where we didn't need to have a draw to play. So I started hunting again for spaces. I talked to Will Bundy at Eastworks, him and his partner at the time, and I felt kind of silly, because I'm looking for free space, and here's these really, businessmen. And so 2 weeks went by, and this woman, Sue Bartone, I think she wanted to start a cafe or something, and she was talking to a realtor in town who put her in touch with Dr. Kanazi. And he owned the building on the corner of Holyoke and Cottage Street. And it was an old cabinet shop. And he brought us in, he showed it, and I was like, oh, so what's the rent? And he goes, you can have it for the first several months, for free. And I'm like, well, what about after that? He goes, you can just have it. So basically, Flywheel was in this space for free. We were really excited. We had free school, spelled SKOOL, where people would come in and we'd learn how to make books and do yoga, and we had a family come in, and we had a 9-year-old helping with the cafe and coming to meetings with her parents, and it was amazing the amount of support that we received. One of the things that happened through the beginning was, it became a lot of punk rock and ska, young kids playing, which obviously that needed to happen because there was no place for these guys to play. They couldn't play in a club because they weren't old enough. They didn't have a draw. But I wasn't really up on all that. Mike Burke, who now works for Amy Goodman down in New York, he used to do shows in his basement down off of Market Street. And he used to have touring bands come through there. And this was a whole underground scene that I knew nothing about. I mean, I came from a Catholic school in Worcester, I listened to the Partridge Family and Donny Osmond when I was preteen, and, I didn't know anything about what was going on here. I just started playing the guitar and wanted to keep playing. And so it was the people that actually came in that first show and found out about us, so that knew more about what was going on than I did. I really had no idea. I was completely ignorant to that whole scene. I wasn't into punk rock. I wasn't into any of that stuff. I just wanted to play, and I wanted to find a place to play, and I didn't want to have to cater to the mainstream. But I think now that they're in this new space, and they're more visible, and the family center's there, and Jazzercise is there, and people are learning what Flywheel is about, more and more people are going to get involved, and there's going to be more of a diversity.